Guys, I hope you're all ready to cringe. Because the Daily Wire is putting out another garbage propaganda movie in the same realm as that, like, Lady Ballers movie and What is a Woman? If you guys don't remember, whenever they try to make these movies, they always try to go for a documentary angle first. If they can find a way to trick people into getting themselves on video and framing it in a really negative way, something they like to do, for example, with the What is a Woman documentary, where they would go around and they would find even trans people that were going through the process of transitioning medically and then questioning them about it in very leading ways, baiting negative answers about the process of transitioning or being trans, and then framing it as if that is the experience that trans people are willing to admit when their guard is down. Like, we got through all the propaganda, all the guarding, and now we know trans people aren't truly happy. They're just faking it, or they're just miserable anyway. And they basically take these trans people out of context. They interview... Oh, they are still doing the Jet show. I'm curious if you guys could hear that at all. Could you hear that jet going over my house at all? Nope. I hear thunder. Didn't hear anything. Yes, jet flying, rockets in flight, afternoon tonight. No, couldn't hear it. We heard it. Nah, I can't hear it. It sounds like depending on your like volume levels, you heard it or you didn't. But that was the sound of a FA-18 yellow jacket, or 3 maybe, flying over my house. Because the Blue Angels, the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, are doing their flight practice in Seattle right now. And they've been doing it for the last few days, and they are just flying all over the fucking place. Well, the Blue Angels were annoying Walsh too. I feel like through everything, through all this drama, the one thing that connects still me, Walsh, Demon Mama, is the fucking Blue Angels doing goddamn airstrikes or whatever, strafing runs over our houses all across Seattle. Called up my flyboys in the U.S. Navy to handle this drama problem I'm having. Eagle One's gonna take care of this problem for me, don't you guys worry. Play Don't Get Airstrikes by the Blue Angels. Yeah, I don't want to get airstriked by them. Yeah, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Anyway, with that said... Oh, it's a FA-18 Super Hornet, not a Yellow Jacket. My bad. I knew it was like a wasp-related name. My bad. Regardless, getting back on topic, apparently the Daily Wire is putting out a new movie called, and it's going to be a theatrical release too. Apparently this is going to come out in theaters, called Am I Racist? Starring Matt Walsh. This is from the Daily Wire's website, by the way, so we're going to read this in like a very sarcastic voice to, you know, signify that I don't agree with the framing of this, because we are reading the Daily Wire's synopsis and article here about it.
In the first Daily Wire original film, set for a theatrical release, Matt Walsh goes on a journey through anti-racism seminars, woke dinner parties, and even a sit-down interview with Robin DiAngelo to answer the question, am I racist? The trailer for the new Daily Wire film, revealed Tuesday night on Daily Wire Backstage, shows the host of the Matt Walsh Show dive headfirst into liberalism as a bumbling and a zealous convert to the world of DEI. His interrogations on anti-racism come not just with leftists who are eager to be lectured about whiteness, but also regular Americans who respond to questions about the broader structures of racism with a simple, huh? At the end of the trailer...
Oh, wait, okay, so we can now watch the trailer now, alright. My throat fucking hurts after that, by the way. I think, like, I legitimately think I'm gonna lose my voice from doing that. So if I don't stream tomorrow, it's because of that voice I just did there alone. Holy shit. That was a big workout on my vocal cords. God damn, is that what voice training is supposed to feel like? Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, let's watch this trailer.
Let's be clear what's happening. Let's be clear what's happening.
YouTube, please. Can you make things be stationary for half a second so when I click, I don't end up clicking other things, please. Or reduce the amount of buttons that completely end the video and move on when you load a page. God, YouTube sucks now. All right. Am I racist? Official trailer. The answer is yes, by the way. The answer is yes.
Let's be clear what's happening in this country. It's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
Growing up in the 90s, I never thought much about race. Sure, you noticed, but never really seemed to matter that much.
Okay. All right. So we're immediately getting to like, all right, interesting. So what it seems like they're going to try to do is frame this as the most normie-friendly movie possible. Something that a lot of like white people feel nowadays is that everyone is obsessed with race because they talk about racism and the injustices that come from it. And for people who are actual white supremacists and those that actively want to maintain racist systems, for them, they see this as a threat. They see progressive movements and our society getting more progressive and knowledgeable and aware of these injustices as a threat because ignorance is conservatism's best tool. Ignorance is how conservatives are made. And with... I don't know if you guys could hear it at all, but there goes another one. Anyway, like ignorance is how you create conservatives. It is the muck, the like goo pit that the Urukai that our conservatives come from deep beneath the belly of Isengard, right? Ignorance breeds conservatism. And a narrative that you'll notice a lot of these like either centrist or pseudo-conservative or full-on right-wing, like Nazi-type people will push when it comes to race is the idea that caring a lot about racial justice is equivalent to being obsessed with race as a concept and using race as a guiding tool of how you interact with people. Essentially the same way as being racist is, right? They try to do the whole like, the left are the real racists, being knowledgeable about things that people of other races face and the injustices and whatnot. This is obsessing over race in a way that is actually racist. And so they try to push this idea that our society getting more and more progressive, knowledgeable, less ignorant is actually a regressive movement. And so this is going to try to appeal to normies who feel like this whole like anti-racist BLM stuff might have just gone too far. And it's right out the gate trying to push the idea that don't you remember like 20 or 30 years ago when no one cared or talked about race because everyone was just themselves and focusing on themselves and everyone was normal and the woke mob hadn't risen yet? I love hearing different groups of conservatives claim different points in history when the wokeness started. For example, I saw a comment the other day that said that the trans, quote unquote, trans started in 2016. It was LGBTQ started in 2016. How did this person has an account named LGBTQ plus from back in 2012. Someone was genuinely confused as to how someone named their account LGBTQ plus before 2016 when they thought LGBTQ plus was quote unquote invented. There are a lot of young people getting into politics that this is meant to appeal to. The kinds of people who think that like LGBT people were invented in 2016.
At least not to me.
Being a white, straight, cisgender man is the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
If I'm going to sort this out, I need to go deeper on.
Matt Walsh's whole thing is doing the whole like smug wrong and pretending like he doesn't know what he's doing bit, you know? Like, I'm here to antagonize, but wait, why are you guys getting upset? Why do you guys want me to leave? I'm not doing anything. It's like, you're obviously not here to hear out these positions. You're here to just, you're here to harass and intimidate and annoy.
Undercover. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one.
A new comedy. Oh no. So for those that don't know, dude, this guy tried so hard to make the Lady Ballers movie a documentary, but they couldn't find anyone willing to transition just to get ahead in women's sports. And then when they finally could find someone willing to like go that far, they found out that it would be practically impossible to pull off because it would take years and years and years of legitimate like medical transition before they could meet the requirements necessary to actually get a like their like mole into women's sports in any like significant way to try and prove a point. And so they found out that like they couldn't do a documentary about the problem they believe exists that doesn't. So instead they made it a fictional movie. I'm guessing they tried the same thing again here, where they attempted to go in and make this like a documentary, realized they had nothing, and so then tried to make it a comedy bit where he would just dress soy, I guess, and then I don't know, he does the Walsh look, and then he goes in to pretend to be woke. He basically just looks the same, but with long hair. I don't know what the difference is. Somehow he looks like even more of a pervert. I don't know what else to say.
What is racism?
Martin Luther King said not to judge people by the...
Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff.
Is America inherently racist?
What the hell is that?
The word
Guys, she disagrees with MLK. Who are the real racists? And then he goes on to make a video about how like MLK wasn't a good dude and he like cheat. Mind you, Matt Walsh, I have heard go on multiple rants about how MLK was a flawed person who like cheated on his wife and stuff. Like Matt Walsh does not like Martin Luther King Jr. and has shit talked him in numerous segments and is going to do a little bit there where it's like, yes, any criticism of him from the left means that they actually don't believe in egalitarianism and anti-racism.
Word inherent is challenging there. America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving. This country is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
They gonna say...
Wait, is this... He just kind of made himself look like a dumbass, but... Okay. He just... Is he supposed to be pretending to be the waiter at this restaurant? Like... listening in on some like woke people's meeting to destroy the West or something? Is this just some like mom group or something? Like what are these? Who are these people supposed to be?
I'm racist.
Joining us now is Matt, certified DEI expert.
Here's my certification. Where are you guys in your anti-racist journeys? So I'll look around the room and point.
I love how this movie frames it like he's been on TV all over playing this character, akin to... He really wants to look like right-wing Borat. He wants to be right-wing Borat, doesn't he? And he's completely flubbing it. Like, he's nowhere near talented or dedicated enough to pull it off, so he's absolutely failing to, like, embody the Sacha Baron Cohen type of comedy. He can't do it. He's trying so hard, but like not only does he not have the ability or connections to like get out there and do like troll really important people, but he doesn't have the dedication or like talent to play different characters like Sacha Baron Cohen will, that allows him to just fuck with countless different people, right? Like I've seen that guy play completely different looking characters. He'll wear a fat suit and do prosthetic makeup for hours and hours and hours and hours, put on a voice you've never heard him do before and an accent you've never heard him do before, and he becomes a new person. That dude is insanely talented at that.
To who we believe is the most racist person in the room. We want to rename the George Washington Monument to the George Floyd Monument. Would you mind signing it? You will? What do you think about this issue of heteronormativity and how it intersects with the broader structures of racism?
He wants
in
normal
society?
beer.
They gonna say I'm racist.
What's up with white people? What are you doing to decenter your...
Notice how there's like not even a single stinging gotcha or anything in this trailer. Like I really think this movie is going to be such a nothing burger of just him kind of embarrassing himself trying to get gotchas from like... Ironically, it's like him pretending to be a woke white guy, talking to mostly black people, and trying to like epically own them on how they're wrong about racism. So this movie is literally a white guy goes and tries to prove that black people are wrong about racism existing. like literally, he's trying to frame it like he's just arguing with a bunch of white liberals, but half the people he's arguing with in these videos are black, and he's a white guy. So it's like, you're not If it was only white liberals that looked like they were riddled with white guilt, his point would be so much stronger. But the fact that he's arguing about racism with black people as a white guy really eliminates the factor that he is trying to push to normies, which is the idea that it's only the crazy far woke left that cares about race like this and cares about racial justice. Because, like, yeah, if it's very clear that, wait, hold on, black people do consider these issues serious, most people aren't going to then, like, walk away thinking that they shouldn't care about those issues. The idea he needs to push to be successful with this movie is the idea that the vast majority of American black people don't care about this whole lefty social justice thing, and that's just a white guilt liberal thing, which it's not, of course. He'd be lying, but if he was an effective propagandist, that is what this movie would be, and he's failing at that.
Whiteness. Who's making it the center? Why are they doing that?
And what you're doing is you're stretching out of your whiteness. This is more for you in this field.
White.
Folks,
White.
trash,
White supremacy.
white woman,
White boy.
White.
entitlement,
White.
centering,
White.
silence.
Is there a black person around here? There's a black person right here. Does he not exist?
They gonna
Okay.
say I'm racist.
I don't know what that scene was.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. And what's your name?
I'm Matt.
Is that AI music in the background, by the way? I kept hearing weird, like, audio cues in the music that sounded weird to me, and I just realized, is that AI? Is the music in the background AI? Let me check. Let's check the music credits. Ooh, no music credits in the description for the trailer. Ooh. This movie is gonna have a 0% critic rating and a 90+% audience rating. Amazing. This country is a piece of shit. Takes a sip of champagne over a free feminist dinner with servants. How she guns say the country is a piece of shit while drinking wine in expensive restaurants. I love that this is probably the wig he used in Lady Ballers, just repurposed, and people still don't recognize him. He even introduces himself as Matt. I love that they post a comment like, "Wow, he wore the same wig as in Lady Ballers, and people don't recognize him. They must be so dumb. Everyone knows Matt Walsh, and they don't realize that's just an own on Matt Walsh because fucking no one knows who he is outside of his little bubble." I love how they see that as like some kind of own, that nobody fucking recognizes Matt Walsh and he's a complete nobody. This movie is fucking embarrassing, dude. You think we should like Discord's like watch party it and then do like a video dunk review after it comes out?
Matt. Hi, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Just had to ask who you are because you have to be careful.
Never be too careful.
They gonna say you racist, but they call everybody racist.
Yeah, that's about as cringe as I expected it to be. I'm surprised at how poorly they seem to be executing the propaganda they're attempting to, though. If they were smart, they would essentially cut every single argument with a black person out of the movie and frame it as only him arguing with white people, and then every single black person that appears in the movie would agree with Matt Walsh. If they wanted to make good, effective far-right propaganda, that's what they should have done. Because the angle they want to take, if they're trying to make a normie bait movie like this, it's going to be in theaters, is the framing of the left are the real racists, and they are going to be owning racists, just a different kind than, you know, you might think of when you hear the word racist. So I think this is going to be really ineffective propaganda overall. It seems like the kind of thing that's only going to appeal to the audience that has already bought in to that idea. Zan, your problem is that they are just too retarded to think of that. That's true. Yeah, they are pretty stupid, but at the same time, they've made effective propaganda over the years, right? Like, you'd think they'd know how to like get normies to believe the left is bad, and a big way that you start with that is by claiming the left are the real regressive, evil racists, right? At the end of the trailer, Walsh is seen as he's about to interview D'Angelo, the infamous author of White Fragility and Nice Racism. D'Angelo asks Walsh for his name and says, "I just had to ask who you are because you have to be careful." "You can never be too careful," Walsh replies with a smirk. Am I Racist is Walsh's second original documentary for the Daily Wire. Wait, it's not a documentary. You tried to do a documentary with Lady Ballers and found out, wait, the problem we're trying to, like, claim exists doesn't exist so much we can't even fake it, and had to make it a fictional comedy. Following up the 2022 release of hit documentary What is a Woman? Ah, yes, a very big hit. Daily Wire co-CEO Jeremy Boring said he hopes the film could put the final nail in the coffin of DEI, and that's why the company decided to release it into theaters across the country. We want the film to reach every corner of America, not just the Daily Wire's core audience or political conservatives, and I truly believe that with a nationwide theatrical release, this film has the power to be the final nail in the coffin of the DEI and the so-called anti-racism movements, Boring said. What is a Woman changed the national conversation on gender theory, effectively killing the issue. And DEI is the next pillar of the woke mind virus that's about to topple, Boring added. DEI culture is one of the most toxic plagues in American life, and Matt Walsh and Justin Folk have masterfully and hilariously exposed it in this movie. On Daily Wire backstage, Walsh said there was so much he wanted to say about the film, but he didn't want to spoil it. Regarding D'Angelo, Walsh says only that the conversation goes to a pretty wild place. The film will hit theaters on September 13th. How do you think this movie is going to do in theaters? What do you think the copium's going to be for its box office failure? Like, what are the excuses going to be? Are they going to try to claim that, like, Disney faked their ticket sales, or all the ticket sale reporting sites are lying about the numbers or something? Like, I don't know what they're going to try to claim to cope when this ends up being a complete failure. Like, what are they going to say? What is their ridiculous outside of reality excuse going to be? They're going to say it was Hollywood. Theaters are going to cancel screenings. Yeah, how many theaters are actually going to host this movie that is run by a guy who's got a history of, like, hosting Nazi diaper fights? Like, what the fuck? Like, does the world not know about, like, Matt Walsh's past? Because this dude used to be, like, a shock jock radio dude who would be out in a field with two, like, redneck men wearing nothing but diapers. One of them had a swastika tattooed on his back, and he proceeded to commentate a wrestling match between them. Like, this guy, man, Matt Walsh diaper thing is so concerning. Dude, the fact that Matt Walsh has such an ongoing obsession with diapers and babies is really fucking weird. I mean, conservatives in general having an obsession with children and babies is really fucking weird. But Matt Walsh in particular, with, like, the "I violate my kids' consent all the time" quote he said, that shit is fucking, I don't know, dude. Matt Walsh is a, I feel like one of these days, you know what I mean? Like, one of these days we're going to get news about Matt Walsh that's not going to shock anyone, but it'll still come out of nowhere and people will be like, "Oh, it finally happened." Anyway, if you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like. Every thumbs up, both on the stream and my videos, regardless of where you're watching, really do go a long way. They push my content in the algorithm, and it really helps a ton, so I appreciate it to everyone who does that. You can also comment down below, subscribe, and ring the bell icon as well for a similar effect. And of course, consider following my social medias linked down below, including joining my free fan Discord server, also linked down below in the description, where I also host all my new I host events such as call-in streams, watch parties, and game events, and I announce all my new uploads and streams as well, so you won't miss anything if you join. And if you want to support me financially directly, you can always donate, subscribe, or gift a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buying merch to the Streamlabs link down below. But regardless, thank you for watching, and have a good one.